Good morning. I was messing around on Google Classroom and I found this feature, and you may have found it before, but I'm kind of finding it for the first time and thought it was kind of neat, especially if you don't like using the RideCube extension very much. Basically, in Google Classroom, when you make an assignment, and I always kind of just casually ignore this, but you have this option here to create and attach a rubric. So before I show you kind of how to make one, I want to show you what it looks like when you do make one. So I have this little short answer thing I've just made here, and you can see it actually attaches. So when I click this, the students see this too. So they know how they're being graded in addition to this. So the quickest rubric I had on hand when I was making this was the rubric we use for answering short answer questions, which is the RACE acronym. So when I go in here in student work, I can click any of these students I want to, and then you can see that I can do the grading from right here. So this particular rubric is based on a 15-point system, which is whatever. You can change this stuff. I'll show you how to do that. But this is how you can basically make rubrics and grade by rubric in Classroom pretty easily, and the students will be able to see it. So I can even look at, like, restate the question. They did that. Answer. They did that. Let's say cite. It's good. This one's good. And high proficiency, good. And notice that it even does the math for me based on the rubric. So even though this is a 15-point rubric, it still gave them a grade out of 100. So they got an 11 out of 15, which out of 100 is a 73.3. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. And then I can return that, and that's the grade they get for this particular assignment. And I didn't have to open any other extra windows and stuff. You can grade by rubric in the student grade section, but this is what it looks like from this window. It looks the same if you open each student individually. So let's go back and I'll show you how to actually make one. It takes a little bit of time, but once you make one, you can reuse them over and over again. So I'm going to say create assignment. You have to give yourself a title and stuff before you can do this. I'm just going to call this short answer. Okay. And then we wait for this to load up. Okay. Now you get three options here. So you can make one, reuse one, or you can import one, which is kind of hinky, but I'll show that here in a second. So let's just say create rubric. This lets you actually start making the rubric based on whatever you want. And it's kind of weird to look at, but it makes sense the more you add in. So criterion title, this is just like the first thing you're grading them on. So for example, restating the question, right? That's the R in race. And then you can give them however many little descriptors you want to give them. You give them points, 2, 3, 4, and level titles, descriptors, so on. Carrying on and on and on. And then after you give the title and the description and all that stuff, then you say save. When you go to reuse a rubric, you click this. It just gives it to you based on the assignments you used. So this is the one I just used. You can preview it. You can select and then edit it from here as well. And then you can also import it from Sheets. This is one I actually exported from Sheets, and it imports kind of funky. Because you'll say save, it'll tell you this is wrong, but if you do this, save, then you're good to go. And so that's all you have to do. So I hope this is a helpful tool for you to have.